Stop chasing 10 things at once. That's the fastest way to stay stuck. The truth is, the entrepreneurs who look like they're doing it all are usually only focused on one thing, and that's the reason they win. If you feel like you're always busy but not really moving forward, this video is for you. A lot of entrepreneurs fall into the same trap. They try to do everything all at the same time. Start a new business, launch a new product, try 5 different marketing strategies, join 100 networking groups, and at the end of the month, nothing really changes. Today, we're going to break down how the most successful entrepreneurs actually prioritize, how they decide what matters, and how you can finally stop spinning your wheels. Let's be real for a second. Most entrepreneurs don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they're doing too much. Too many ideas, too many projects, too many goals all fighting for attention. You sit at your desk in the morning, and instead of being clear about what the one most important thing is, your brain is bouncing between emails, social media, that half-built website, the new business idea you thought of last night, and the podcast you wanted to start this week. It feels productive. You feel like you're working hard. But if you look back after 3 months, what do you really have to show for it? A pile of half-finished things? That's not progress. That's disguised procrastination. The real problem is that most entrepreneurs confuse movement with progress. But the truth is, being busy is not the same as being productive. And the brutal reality is, if you chase too many things at once, you lose the chance to be great at any of them. So, how do the best entrepreneurs handle this? How do they decide what to focus on and what to ignore? Let's break it down step by step. Step 1. Get clear on your North Star. Successful entrepreneurs don't wake up and just follow whatever idea pops into their head. They know exactly what their main outcome is. Think of Elon Musk for a second. He has Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, the Boring Company. It looks like he's doing everything, right? But if you dig deeper, every one of those projects points to the same North Star: building the future and making humans multiplanetary. That's the focus. That's the filter. Now compare that to the average entrepreneur. One week you're selling clothes, the next you're trading crypto, then you're launching a course. Next thing you know, you're planning to open a cafe. There's no North Star, just random chasing. Here's the question you have to ask. What's the main goal your work is pointing to? If you can't answer that clearly in one sentence, you'll always be distracted. Step 2. Ruthless elimination. Here's a hard truth. Prioritizing is not just about choosing what to focus on, it's about deciding what not to do. Most people hate this step because it feels like killing opportunities. You think, what if this side project becomes huge? Or, what if this idea is the one that blows up? But here's the reality. If you don't go all in on one thing, none of them will blow up. Think about Steve Jobs. When he came back to Apple in the late 90s, the company was a mess. They had dozens of random products, printers, cameras, all kinds of computers. You know what Jobs did? He cut almost everything. He narrowed Apple down to just a few products that mattered most. That decision saved the company. Successful entrepreneurs say no way more often than they say yes. Every yes has a cost. When you say yes to one thing, you're automatically saying no to everything else you could have done with that time and energy. Step 3, the power of one thing. Here's something most entrepreneurs don't realize. Focus has compounding power. Imagine you're trying to dig a well. If you dig one hole 1 meter deep, then stop and start another hole somewhere else, and another, and another. You'll end up with a field full of shallow holes. But if you stick to one hole and keep digging, eventually you hit water. That's how success works. Take Amazon, for example. Jeff Bezos didn't start with AWS, Kindle, Prime Video, and groceries. He started with one thing: books. Once Amazon dominated books, then he expanded. But it all began with that first narrow focus. So ask yourself, what's your books? What's the one area where, if you go all in, everything else becomes easier later? Step 4, decide with brutal honesty. Here's where discipline comes in. Most entrepreneurs lie to themselves. They say, I'm working on multiple things because I'm diversifying. But usually it's not diversification. It's distraction. It's fear. It's easier to start something new than to face the discomfort of doubling down on one thing and risking failure. Because if that one thing fails, it feels like you failed. But here's the truth. Successful entrepreneurs don't avoid that discomfort. They choose, they commit, and they live with the risk. Step 5. Use the 80-20 rule like a weapon. You've probably heard of the Pareto principle. 80% of results come from 20% of efforts. But here's the problem. Most people know it in theory, and they don't actually live by it. Look at your own business. What's the 20% of activities that bring in most of your revenue, most of your growth, most of your progress? If you're honest, you'll realize most of the things you spend time on don't actually move the needle. The entrepreneurs who win cut out the 80%, they double down on the 20%. For example, if you run an online business and 80% of your clients come from LinkedIn, why are you wasting so much time on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at the same time? Focus where the results are. Step 6. Build systems, not chaos. A big reason entrepreneurs chase too much is because they don't have systems. Without a system, every new idea feels urgent. You're always reacting instead of being in control. Systems let you decide once and then repeat it without stress. A content system so you're not reinventing the wheel every week. A client system so you know exactly how to bring in leads. A daily routine system so you don't waste energy deciding what to do next. When you have systems, you don't need to chase shiny objects. You can make real progress consistently. Step 7. Protect your attention. Here's the last piece. Attention. Your brain is your most valuable asset as an entrepreneur. But right now, most people's attention is scattered, hijacked by notifications, social media, endless ideas, and constant comparison. Successful entrepreneurs guard their attention like their life depends on it, because it does. That means turning off notifications, blocking time for deep work, saying no to meetings that don't matter, cutting out people who drain energy instead of adding value. Your attention is fuel. If you waste it on everything, you'll have nothing left for what matters. Here's the big takeaway. Successful entrepreneurs don't win because they're smarter, or because they hustle harder, or because they have better luck. They win because they know how to focus. They pick the thing that matters most, and they go all in. That's it. That's the difference between an entrepreneur who spends 10 years grinding without much to show for it, and the one who builds something real, something lasting. If you're chasing 10 different things right now, here's your challenge. Cut 9. Go all in on one. Give it the time, the energy, and the discipline it actually deserves. That's how you move from busy to successful. Let's quickly recap. Chasing everything at once keeps you stuck. The most successful entrepreneurs have a North Star. They eliminate distractions. They focus on one thing and go deep. They use the 80-20 rule like a weapon. They build systems. And they guard their attention. Do this, and you'll stop spinning your wheels. You'll actually see progress. And for once, your hard work will finally feel like it's paying off. If you want more videos like this, hit subscribe.